Now we recognize another of Connecticut's awesome athletes. Sponsored by Vantage TV by Frontier.
The 2018 Winter Olympics ended over the weekend, but the competition in South Korea is far from over. Next week, hundreds of athletes will come together again in Pyeongchang for the Paralympic Games.
And some Olympians representing Team USA are from right here in Connecticut. Channel 3 sports reporter Caroline Powers introduces us to an awesome athlete from Manchester who is looking to bring home the gold in wheelchair curling.
48-year-old Steve Empt says sports have always been part of his life.
I'm the greatest basketball player in the history of Ram High School. I went to UConn and walked on. I played with, the greats there.
But in 1995, a bad decision after a night of drinking changed his life forever.
So at 25 years old, I just woke up one morning in a hospital and not remembering what happened. And the doctors told me, you've been in a bad automobile accident, you're never going to walk again. Wow, what happened? What's going on? It just can't be true.
Steve says after his accident, there was a void in his life. He'd always been an athlete and was missing that competitiveness, teamwork, and dedication. He tried wheelchair tennis and raced in the New York Marathon with his hand cycle. But it wasn't until 5 years ago when a chance encounter out on the Cape introduced him to wheelchair curling.
I went up there one day out of the blue to hang out and ran into a man who was not my coach, Tony Colaccio. Introduced me to the sport, told me about it. It's a fairly new sport. You come out with your build, I could make you into something. Went and checked it out, threw a few stones, and it bit me right away. That day, 5 years ago, I made it a goal of mine and a dream to make the U.S. team and eventually make it to the Paralympic Games.
Now, that dream is coming true for Steve. He's one of 5 from the U.S. heading to South Korea to compete in the 2018 Paralympic Games, a journey that carries a lot of emotions.
It's, it's my country, it's my family, it's my loved ones, it's myself. It's for anybody out there that thinks they can't do it, I'm living proof you can.
Now, curling is much different from the other sports Steve is used to playing. There's no tackling like in football or running in baseball. But he says this has taught him how to stay calm and focused and has ultimately changed his life.
And this sport has completely taught me how to relax and put my life in perspective even more than it was before. You can't beat this sport.
In Norfolk, Caroline Powers, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.